Hello, welcome to another episode of Streaming with a Purpose. I'm your host, Sylvia Montgomery, and I'm joined today with Ral West. How are you today, Ral?
I'm doing great, Sylvia. Thanks.
Awesome. I'm so glad you could be here today. Now, I'll just tell you a little bit about Ral. Ral is the founder of Ral West Living the Dream and the creator of a course for entrepreneurs, Overcome Overwhelm. Create a smooth running business with less stress. That sounds great, Ral. I love the sound of that. Ral West is not your average entrepreneur, though. She is a seasoned professional who has been a business owner and manager for over 40 years. Ral has invaluable experience in scaling businesses and mastering the art of effective systemization. Ral honed her business acumen with real life experience. She's a master at the practical implementation of business theories to create effective processes that transform businesses and multiple success. Respected in both the tourism industry and multifamily real estate circles, Ral is recognized for founding successful businesses, authoring courses, and contributing to various boards, while also being a philanthropist and dynamic speaker. So, wow, thank you so much, Ral, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here on Streaming with a Purpose today. Can't wait to get this awesome information from you.
Yeah, that's great, Sylvia. Let's get started.
Well, yes, absolutely. And so, Ral, just want to know, I know I've already read your bio, but if you could just share a little bit about how what you do
Mhm.
translates to you living your purpose.
Okay. Well, Sylvia, I became an entrepreneur over 40 years ago when I was in my mid 20s. And I did that because I felt like I knew better than any of the bosses that I had how to run a business. So that's kind of typical of 20 somethings, right? Um, and I started with that little tiny business, just a marketing consulting firm specializing in tourism since I grew up in a tourism family. And shortly after that, I met my husband and we ended up working together in a business that he started. And we ran that business for 25 years. And eventually we exited out of the day-to-day operation of the business because of the systems and the procedures that we worked on developing. And we sold the business to Alaska Airlines. So then, since then, we have pivoted a few times and we're just moved by number one, we're not ready to retire. I particularly am not ready to retire. I think my husband sometimes wishes he could just go fishing. But anyway, I am committed to lifelong learning. Business is a passion of mine, and I just want to keep going and growing. So that kind of brings me to my latest entrepreneurial endeavor, which is Ral West, Living the Dream. And the reason for that business is that my adult daughters have told me, Mom, everybody wants a life like yours. They want to be able to travel and, do whatever they want and have free time and still run their businesses. And they want to know how you do it. Why don't you teach people how it is that you've been able to accomplish that? So I resisted at first, and then I decided, I think they're right. I think I need to teach this. So if you want to speak about purpose, I think my purpose is to share what I have gained through over 40 years of experience in business. And I've, done a lot of things and I've learned the lessons and I've had the hardships, and I can share that and make the road easier for other people who are, embarking on their path, or maybe they're a little way down the path and still just feeling like, this is too much. It's a bit overwhelming. So I can help.
That's great, Ral. I love that because our purpose is about serving people, being there for people, helping people. Believe it or not, even if you're not a people person, if you have a purpose, 9 times out of 10, that purpose revolves around other people and being there for them. And you saw need, and you just sort of transformed from what you were doing into this purpose driven life where you are helping people to live their best lives. It sounds like it.
I really want people to live their dream. I think we're supposed to, and I just don't believe that we should settle for anything less. And especially because it's not that difficult. I know of many, many simple strategies and tools that can help people make their lives easier. So why
Mhm.
not?
And that is what you do every day. You're helping businesses even to be their best and productivity and profit by creating systems and putting these systems in place. And I have to tell you, as an entrepreneur myself, and especially a small business owner, it's extremely difficult because small business owners wear so many hats. Ral, you know that. And,
Yes.
we have to do this, we have to do that. We're in a million places and we need help. So it
Yes.
sounds like Ral West living the dreams and the systems that you have devised are would be excellent for small business owners.
Absolutely. And I speak from experience because I was there. I was that overwhelmed business owner who had so many balls in the air. And I remember nursing my baby daughter at my desk, while I'm meeting with my staff and talking on the phone with clients and stuff. It's like, talk about multitasking. And, it was exhausting. I was often just like, I didn't sleep enough. I didn't exercise. My health was suffering. Life was just not good. And that's not right. And it didn't have to be that way. And I did learn over the years. I mean, it didn't happen overnight, but I studied. I had mentors. Took classes. I went back to college. I read books, and I learned how to do it better.
Awesome, awesome. Now, how did you know, Ral, that at this stage of your life, you were now living your purpose?
Oh, I've known that for a long time. I mean, I think for many, many years I've listened to, what is the right next thing. And I believe in following, your own heart and doing what you love. And I think that speaks to purpose. And this particular endeavor is just a special passion. And so that's a new purpose avenue, if you will, for me. But all of my life, I've followed what I felt was the best thing. And knowing that when things happen that are not favorable, that there's a reason.
Mhm.
Um, the old saying, there are no accidents. So when fate didn't seem to be smiling kindly upon us, we just kind of looked for, well, what's the lesson here?
Mhm.
And where's the silver lining? And usually there is one. So you're able to overcome obstacles and challenges by believing that you're still on the right path, and just trust your instincts and trust whatever messages you're getting from whatever your higher power is.
You said something just a bit ago about this next level of purpose. And I truly believe that purpose can look different depending on, where you are in life or even a few years down the road, that we don't have to stay on the same path all the time.
Oh,
That
no.
purpose might look different even 5 years from now. Purpose can change depending on the circumstance. And I think that the key to that is exactly what you said. It's about following your heart. And when you follow your heart, then it ultimately lands you on that next stage, wherever it is you're supposed to be in life. I believe that purpose lands you, your heart lands you there. With me, I'm a woman of faith. So I truly believe in following, that voice in my head, which is my God telling me, do this and do that. And usually when I do that, when I listen to it and follow it, it ends up being not a bad thing. It's a good thing, and it can actually lead you to something that you had not really even thought about before. Do you think that Well, let me ask you this. Was it difficult for you turning your passion and purpose into a stream of income? I mean, you were already a business owner, but when you started Ral West Living the Dream.
Well, no, I just start off doing what I feel is meeting a need, as you mentioned, and then hopefully, well, there was a saying that I heard a long, long time ago is do what you love and the money will follow. So I'm not really worried about the money coming in. This stage of the business, it's still very, very young. So I've got a lot more money going out than coming in, but that's okay. Because I'm at the stage of my life also where I'm not doing this to make money. I'm doing it because it's something that I love and that I want to serve. And it would be lovely if I made enough money to cover my costs as a business person. I always want to do that, of course. But we have other sources of income too. This is not my sole enterprise. We still have our other businesses that are ongoing. So it's something that I'm just pouring my heart and soul into. And hopefully it will resonate with people and they'll realize that, oh gosh, Ral does have something there that would help me. Maybe I should listen.
Yeah, and you also just help to prove a point that we don't have to give up everything. We don't have to give up our day job to live our purpose and to do what is meant for us to do in life. We just need to take the time to actually pursue it, to get on that path. And speaking of that, a lot of people, usually, a lot of people that I have talked with as far as their purpose goes, it usually ends with them starting some type of business or doing something in that realm. So you have some information that could really benefit a lot of people out there. Can you talk a little bit about how it is you help businesses to be more efficient and to just be able to do what they need to do with the systems that having the proper systems in place?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Well, I devised an online course, and it's an 8-module course, and it encompasses 6 principles that I call my 6 essential secrets to business success. And what I did is I just thought back through all my 40 plus years and tried to pick out what were the key elements of our success? What were the things that made us stand out apart from other businesses that made the difference between the average business and the extraordinary success that we were able to achieve? I mean, we built a business from nothing to 8 digits in annual revenue. And, there was something we were doing very, very right. So what is that? And distill that into these 6 principles. So the core of the course is teaching those 6 principles. And of course, the first one is systems, and it's using leverage. How are you able to use all of the available leverage around you? And too many times we don't remember that we have leverage available to us and we don't get the help that we need. Another aspect of it is making sure that you're measuring and tracking your performance. You manage your business with data, and you make data-driven decisions, you're going to be much better off than not. Then other aspects are building your culture, even if it's a very tiny business and it's just you, or maybe you and a couple of other people. You still have a culture. You still have visions and guiding principles that form the basis of your values, and that's what you impart through your company. And that's very important to be very clear about what that is, because then that informs your customer service and the way you treat your people around you, whether it's your vendors or your customers or people that work with you. And then there's also building your team. And even a solopreneur has a team. I don't think many people think that. They say, oh, well, it's just me. Like, really? Well, don't you have maybe an accountant that helps you, or a bookkeeper, or somebody that, provides some kind of service to you, even if it's a cleaning service? I mean, they're part of your team. And so there are ways to align your team and make your team work with you and for you towards that goal that you have. And so these are just some of the core elements that I teach in this course of Overcome Overwhelm. And I truly believe that if business owners follow these 6 principles and really execute them and pay attention to them, they can't help but be successful. And obviously you're going to have a product that people want to buy and do your marketing and so forth, but you need these 6 principles to really move your business forward and have it stand out.
Wow, that sounds great, Ral. I love it. I really love the part even about the values, putting that in place, even if you're a solopreneur, because that speaks so much to who you are. And if it's your business, then all of that should align with who you are. So, as you had said earlier, something to the fact of you do this not for the money. When you aligned your business with who you are, and put all those values, those guiding principles in place, that this is what I stand for, that's going to be more important than anything else, and making sure that's understood. And then you mentioned the team, pulling that team in and making sure that that team understands those basic principles, that got those guiding principles, and that they're running from the same aspect and the same vision as you as an entrepreneur. Wow, that really can make such a big difference. Just those 2 things right there. But you have 6 principles, and I'm excited, and I certainly want to learn more. So, Ralph, do you think that people can be truly happy if they're not living their purpose?
Wow. Well, that's an interesting question, Sylvia. I mean, I think there's lots of people who think that they're happy, you know, but I think that you can have degrees of happiness. And I think that the happiness is exponentially greater when you're aligned with your own purpose and with your values. And I just feel that oftentimes we don't stop and listen to our heart. And I see people who are in jobs or doing things that they don't really love. And to me, that's just a crime. It's like, no, don't waste your life doing something that you don't love. I just think that that's terrible. Because, this life is the only one we have. As far as I can tell, I haven't been able to figure out how to have another one, so I think that we need to make the most of it and the best of it. And I think that we need to ask ourselves, what is it that we are placed in this life to do? What is it that we need to learn? What is it that we need to give? What is it that, that we need to experience in this life? And just try to get the absolute most out of every day. And along with that, I think one of my 6 principles, it does not include mindset, but it really could. Maybe it should, because someone asked me the other day, what's the best piece of advice I've ever been given? And it's like, oh my, I've received so much advice. How do I pick just one? But I quickly realized that there was a theme to most of the advice that I've been given. And most of it is make sure that your mindset is in the right place, which means that you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in the possibilities and your potential. And don't look upon challenges as roadblocks. I personally don't believe in dead ends. I have this little motto that there is no such thing as a dead end. There's always a way to go around, over, through, or just blast it out of the way. I mean, you just don't accept that no, and find a way. My mother had a little favorite expression, just where there's a will, there's a way. And I think that embedded in me very, very early in my life. So yes, people can do anything. And why stick yourself in something that you're not enjoying? That just doesn't seem right.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And it's hard enough as a business owner to work the business if you're mindset is not in the right place, that in itself creates some struggles. Um, and then on top of that, if you're wearing 50 million hats, or if there are some things that could be done better, you're overwhelmed, as you say. How can people learn more about these principles that you've put in place to help their businesses? Because I know there are so many businesses who could use this information.
Well, and I'd love to share it with them. I have a free document called The 6 Essential Secrets to Business Success. And you can get that by going to www.ralwest.com/secrets. And you put your name and email address in there and we'll send it to you. So that's one way to just get a quick download of those 6 secrets.
Mhm.
And then beyond that, look into the course, the Overcome Overwhelm course. Like I said, it's 8 modules and it covers all 6 of the principles plus, an opening and a closing that will help people figure out what they really want
Mhm.
and how they can get their business to serve them instead of the other way around. I think too often business owners end up being owned by their business, and it's not supposed to be that way. The business is supposed to be there to serve you and to serve your customers too, of course. But we start these businesses because we have an idea in mind of the kind of lifestyle we want. We want freedom, we want autonomy. But if you let the business be the boss and you're a slave to the business, you can't really accomplish that.
Mhm. Absolutely. I totally agree. Now, are your courses, are they offered at a certain time? Are they self-paced courses? How are they run?
It's totally online and self-paced. So the modules will be delivered just one at a time because I don't want to overwhelm an already overwhelmed entrepreneur by giving them 8 modules all at once. So you'll get one module every 2 weeks. And there are worksheets, there's video lessons, there are worksheets, and it's delivered in a very easy to grasp, bite-sized pieces that you can implement. And each worksheet will take you one step further down the path. And then I'm available too for questions and support.
Oh, that's awesome. So they have to be done in a certain order. You can't like just pick and choose which module you'll like to start with.
I think it's probably better to do it in the order in which it's delivered. Um, so I mean, I can't make anybody do that, but I would recommend it.
Ral, that sounds awesome. I know that as a business owner, I'm definitely going to take a look at those modules and to look to see how I can help, because there have certainly been times in my business where I have felt completely overwhelmed. And we get so overwhelmed to the point that sometimes we just feel like, why are we doing this? Why am I doing this? I'm all over the place and I can't keep up. So if you're a business owner out there and you're feeling like that, then this might just be what you need. I would definitely recommend checking out Ral West Living the Dream, Overcome, Overwhelm, create a smooth running business with less stress. So how can people access your 6 principles and your course, Ral?
My website, which is ralwest.com.
Okay.
It's RALWEST.com. And
Awesome.
I would love it if you check it out and see what you think and, ask me a question about it if you're not sure.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Anything else you would like to share about purpose or about business before we go around?
Well, I think we've covered a lot already, but I usually just like to emphasize one more thing, and that is that never let age stop you. I mean, I'm of the age that most of my friends are retired or, have certainly slowed down, and I'm just not willing to do that. And I don't think that we should let those numbers dictate our lives. And we don't have to slow down. We don't have to stop doing certain things because, oh, you're too old for that. no way. We can keep going as long as we want and stay active, exercise, take care of yourself, do the things that you need to do to live a long and vibrant life, and doing everything that you love.
Awesome. Purpose has no age. And that's why I say, what's that next thing in your purpose? I love that, Ral. That is
Yeah,
awesome advice. And people need to know that age is just a number. It doesn't mean you stop living and you no longer have a purpose, right?
absolutely. Absolutely. Keep going, keep learning, keep growing.
Yes.
There's so much out there. It's just like, I don't know, I need to live another 100 years at least to do everything I want to do.
Yes. There is so much out there, so much to be done. And so never feel that, oh, my time is up. Your life
Yeah,
could just be starting. So
right.
thank you
Exactly.
so much, Ral. I appreciate you taking the time today to come on the show and talk about this. It's just extremely important. And I appreciate what you do.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. Appreciate you.